Umberto Profazio is an analyst at the International Institute for Strategic Studies. He joins me now live from London. Umberto, good to have you on the show. Without a doubt, Libya's political situation has changed quite significantly since the first Berlin Peace Conference about a year and a half ago. Right now, there is a truce between both sides. Libya has an interim unity government. What are you expecting from this conference?
I think that this conference is just the continuation of the Berlin conference of last year. As you mentioned, there are some elements of continuity. And I think that, for example, the presence of Haftar is one of the factors of continuity in this moment in Libya, and continues to represent a significant obstacle to the peace. Also, we have seen some military movements recently, especially in the south of Libya, and this represents a déjà vu of what happened before the attack on Tripoli in 2019. We need to keep the two things separate. I mean, the external level on which the Berlin conference is one of the most important steps today, and the internal level. And the political developments in Libya right now are not suggesting that this will be an easy transition towards the elections in December. Also because of the instability and the lack of rule of law, and the fact that elections can be held in a safe environment and a safe way.
Okay. This time around, there's going to be an emphasis on foreign fighters leaving the country. You mentioned the elections, so let me bring that up. They are equally, perhaps more important, because it actually gives the government sort of a credible stance to say, you know, look, we don't need you. It's time to get out.
Absolutely. I think that despite the fact that there is the meeting today in Berlin, the real answer to the question of foreign forces and mercenaries must come from the Libyan side, from the Libyans. Until we have a legitimate government that is able to force these foreign forces, mercenaries, and non-state armed groups that have proliferated in Libya in the last years, this cannot happen. Also because we are still in the midst of a kind of transition, and both parts, in the east and the west of Libya, they need these forces and mercenaries because the situation is still not clear and the transition has not finished yet. And one of the most important things to obtain the accomplishment of the transition is, I believe, the establishment of a new constitution, because this could help solve many of the problems in Libya, including the establishment of a clear chain of command and the reunification of the military. The recent developments have showed is so far divided.
Okay. Umberto, tell me this. In attendance at this conference that's going to take place in Berlin are the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council, as well as Italy. You have Turkey there, as well as the UAE. With this much participation, how much of an actual say are the Libyans going to have in the future of their country when it comes to discussions and decisions?
I think that most will depend on the triangulation between Egypt, which is a very important actor and has been active recently in Libya with the visit of the head of the intelligence, Abbas Kamel. The triangulation between Egypt, Turkey, and France is really important because it represents both a sign of continuity, because these actors were involved in the previous round of fighting in Libya, and also an element of that marks a clear difference, because we saw a rapprochement between Turkey and Egypt in recent months. And there's been also the talks between President Erdogan and President Macron about the removal of foreign forces. And this triangulation can create the room, can create the space for a more peaceful transition in the coming weeks, and paving the way for the elections and possibly a constitution.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. Umberto Profazio, live for us from London. Thank you very much for your analysis.